As a high value coach, I have come to realize something in the line of my work, that just having a high IQ does not cut it anymore in 2025. Statistics show that now things like soft skills like social intelligence, relational intelligence, adversity intelligence, social intelligence are now, at the top 10, of the job skill requirements now. So employers are no longer looking for, if we're talking about bridging the skill gap, employers are not looking for just your academic brilliance. The thing is, academic brilliance can get you through the door. It will open the doors, yes. But it is those soft skills like your relational intelligence, your social intelligence, your emotional intelligence that will keep you in that door long enough to make an impact. It is what will even make them want you to return back to that space, right? So this is a very interesting topic for young professionals, for young adults. All right, imagine this now. Let's say your emotions are out of control, for example. We're talking about bridging, the gap, the skill gap, building credible, sustainable relationships. Let's say, for instance, your emotions are out of control. What do you think would happen? I'd like us to respond. What do you think happens when your emotions are out of control? I'd like to see reactions. If you're hearing me, I'd like you to let me know that you're hearing me. Drop an emoji or something so that I know that we are okay. Yeah. What about the others? What about the others? Are we here? Yes, I can see you, Charles. I can see you, Chisom. Any other person? I hope we're all hearing before I even go further. Yes, I can see you, Tella. I think I saw your middle name. Yes, God-given. Okay. Okay, amazing. Amazing. All right. So I will continue. Like I was saying, if your emotions are out of control, the truth is your career will be out of control. If your emotions are out of control, your life also will be out of control. Your relationships will be out of control. So today I'm going to be showing us 3 things that are really important. When we talk about the relationship economy, there are 3 things that are really important that will help you going forward. Number 1, relational intelligence. Number 2, emotional intelligence. Number 3, social intelligence. Let's delve in. All right. I'd like to ask a question. What do you think? Yeah, I can see you. What do you think makes people successful? In your opinion, we are over, I think, over 17 or more, 21. Yeah. What do you think makes people successful? Can anyone, share something? Okay, I can see connection. Let me see more. I need to get more responses, more reaction. What makes people, okay, I see commitment. Paul Irini. I hope I pronounced your name well. Work smart, one's goals. Amazing. All these are important. Consistency. I like that. I like that. Determination. All of these are all very, very important. Determination. Okay, yeah, another person said that. Influence and smart hard work. Amazing. All of these are all important. But there is something, diligence. Okay, thank you. I like your answers. Now, there is something I want to draw your attention to. Behind every open door, behind every opportunity, behind every success, behind every talent that you see today that is making waves, there is a constant, there is something behind them, and that is called relationship. There is a relationship that is fueling that success. There is an anchor, there are helpers, there are people staking their money, staking their time, their effort on that success. So talent alone is not enough. Having great opportunities and great connections alone is not enough. Relationships are the new, before now we used to say your net worth, your network is equal to your net worth. Right now, your net worth is equal to your relational intelligence. If you don't know how to relate with people, you will not be able to go far. That is just the simple story. That is the summary of the entire thing. If you want to be successful, people are a must. We are living in an interconnected world. We are all social beings. When you're working with people. Thank God for remote work today. But even at home, even when you are working remotely, you still are working with people. So let's start at the foundation. The currency of your future is the credibility of your connections. So if your connections are not credible, if the people you connect to, if the people you relate to with do not find you credible, if you have not been relating with emotional intelligence, if you do not display emotional intelligence or social intelligence, those things that we say it's just common sense. It's just no, it's not common. It's actually a highly microphone. It's a sought out skill. Like, people are in need of people who are mature. I believe a lot of us have friends and family members. I believe at least we've experienced a situation where someone starts talking and everybody puts their head down, either in class or, at work. For those of us who are already working, there are people who have no relational intelligence, no social intelligence, no emotional intelligence. And the thing is, the moment they open their mouth, everybody, your friend is, everybody is like, quiet, shut up. Why do you think that is? It's because if you don't show intelligence when it comes to relationship, if you don't know the currency that fills beautiful relationships that now translates to business deals, relationship that now translates to open doors and opportunities and opens the doors to the global stage for you. If you don't manage relationships well, you may not go far. You may not be able to climb high in life. And that's why this topic is so important. So I said something. I said the currency of your future is the credibility of your connections. The currency of your future is the credibility. How credible are your connections? There are people who flash, a lot of LinkedIn contacts. They have so and so followers on Instagram. They have business cards. They have this, they have that. But having a long contact list is not the same as having relational capacity or capital. If you're following me, please just say something, drop something. Let me see that we're still together. Say something. You're following, you understand where we're going. Let me see. Yes, I can see you. Drop an emoji, a thumbs up, something to let me know that we are still together. Good. Okay, amazing. All right. So the currency of your future is the credibility of your connection. So right now I'm talking about your relational intelligence. Having a long list of followers, of contacts, does not mean that you have relational capital. When push comes to shove, when it's crunch time, the plenty people that you have and claim to know, do any of them, when push comes to shove, that's just the right word. When it really matters, are any of those people ready to stake their integrity on you? Because you might know 100 people, but when crunch time comes, how many of them would stake their reputation on you? You see, that is why people may have access to a lot of people, but without credibility, it is still like a closed door. It's useless. Knowing 1,000 people, and then in that 1,000, when you need a particular contact, when you need a particular door open, you do not have access. You do not have, your credibility is not heavy enough, weighty enough to open the door for you. I mean, it's equal to nothing. So that is why it is important to build relational intelligence. And one way you can do that is by being credible, is by building high values. Values that make it easy for people to trust you. Values that make it easy for people to entrust responsibility into your hand. All right, so let's keep going forward. I wrote a few statistics I wanted to just share with you, because, you know, sometimes when we're talking about emotional intelligence, social intelligence, in the line of my work, I consult for a lot of schools within Abuja. You know, so when you introduce this topic of emotional intelligence and social intelligence, because there is so much ignorance around this topic, you meet a lot of resistance. Parents just want all their children to have, you know, A's, to ace all their exams, to have AAA, you know, in WAEC, in JAM, their JAM score should be high. It's basically about scores. But you see, I've said it before, I said the scores, the high scores, the A's, it can get you the job. But it now takes relational intelligence, it takes emotional intelligence, it takes social intelligence, adversity intelligence, all those other quotients that were not built in class, that, you know, because in school now, our traditional education basically builds your IQ, it builds your brilliance, your ability to think, your cognitive factor, that sector of you, it builds it. But that alone is not enough to make you successful. So if you want to bridge your gap, your skill gap, you must build all those other quotients that have been ignored in the system. You know that your IQ will not be able to get you through things like grief, rejection. Let's say you go for a job interview and you're rejected. At that point, your IQ cannot help you. It's your EQ that will help you. That's your emotional quotient. It's your AQ that will help you at that point. That's your adversity quotient. It's your relational skills that will help you. That's why to build relationships, you need these other quotients. So I'm turning your attention to these neglected soft skills. They are not even just soft skills, they are survival skills. They are the ones that get you through your day, through rejection, depression, anxiety, fear. These are everyday, you know, situations that you need to deal with on a daily basis, right? So I said I would like to share some statistics with us, because I would like us to see how important, how deep this, how serious what we're talking about is. Now, according to Harvard, I'm going to read a few statistics I wrote out. According to Harvard Business Review, 85% of job success comes from people's skills. Comes from people's skills. Only 15% comes from technical know-how. Do you see how much your IQ is valued in 2025? Your A's. I had all A's. I had a high GP. I had this, I had that. When push comes to shove, in the practical aspect, when we talk about your career success, bridging the skill gap, these other soft skills are valued higher than a high IQ. Now, Forbes reports that companies are shifting hiring strategies. They are now looking beyond GPA to things like empathy. Are you seeing where this is going? To things like empathy, things like creativity, things like coachability, emotional resilience. Now, emotional intelligence is among the top 10 skills for anyone to hire you. The landscape, the career landscape is shifting. Things are changing. And if we want to matter, if we want to remain relevant, we also have to shift. We also have to direct our attention to those quotients, and we have to be intentional about building those questions for ourselves. People might, people might see you might be a genius, but nobody wants to work with an immature, angry, temperamental colleague. Like I said, I believe every one of us have that one cousin, that one auntie, that one uncle, that the moment they step into the house turns into, I don't know, it's like there's tension everywhere. That person that immediately they enter the space, everywhere becomes tight, everyone becomes uncomfortable. You can no longer be yourself. You start checking, oh my God, oh, this one has got. Do you know anybody like that? Please let me see. I would like you to respond. Like, let me see a yes. You meet, they are difficult people. If you have them as bosses, you are in trouble. If you have an emotionally unavailable and unintelligent person as either a colleague, a boss, even as a spouse, I mean, this is not just about your career. This is equally about your life. These other quotients that have been ignored throughout your time in the educational system are very, very vital for everyday life. So yes, I like that. I have met people with a yes. Good. It's true. IQ doesn't help you when it comes to when it comes to relationship economy. Victor, your math lecturer. Oh my God. Why does that sound almost like me? I ran away from math because of how terrible my math teacher was. No emotional intelligence whatsoever. Very difficult, angry, annoying teacher. He made me hate the subject. Okay, so let's go forward. Now, I want to share a story with you, a very short story about someone that I coached. He was, when I say technical whiz, he had it. He had a sharp mind. He was simply amazing. He was good with the, designs, but he was emotionally unavailable and unintelligent. Anytime he got a feedback from his clients, his reaction was cold and temperamental. Have you ever seen someone that you be telling the person, please help me do it this way, and the person reacts like it's no longer about you? It's not, client is no longer, what did they say in the bank? The client is it correct or what? The client is always right. Customer is always right. No, with this guy, customer was never right. He wasn't interested about pleasing. He was not interested about pleasing you or helping or trying to put himself in your shoe or trying to be understanding. And because of that, after a while, the thing is the bank let go of him. They let go of him, and in a blink, they found somebody who could listen, somebody who had empathy, someone who had emotional intelligence, someone who had social intelligence. They replaced him. The thing is, technical know-how, your brilliance, your academic brilliance, your IQ can get you a job, but it cannot sustain you. Yes, I see that. It cannot sustain you. IQ alone cannot keep you on a job. If all you bring to the table in your career is just your IQ, then be ready to be sidelined. You are replaceable. Now there are a lot of smart, intelligent people. You are easily replaceable if all you have is your IQ, is your academic brilliance. What will keep you in, what will make you irreplaceable are all the other intelligences that you bring to bear when you are working. Like I said, this guy, they replaced him like a joke. They replaced him with someone who was less intelligent. This other person was still learning, how to stabilize with the designs and everything. But do you know what? He is still in that job till today. He's still in that job. Why? Because he is calm, he's emotionally intelligent, he's not reactive. He has emotional intelligence, he's mature enough to listen, to take feedback. And all of these are qualities of people with emotional intelligence. So I want to ask a question. What is one relationship that you fumbled because you didn't read the room well, because you didn't respond intelligently, because your emotions were out of control? Can anybody share? What is one relationship that you fumbled? Have you had that experience where, you know, you said something and then when you walked away, you were like, oh my God, I shouldn't have reacted that way. I shouldn't have behaved that way. Can I get some responses? Are we still here? Are we still here? Are we still here? Yes, 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 yes. Many of us mess up a lot of amazing relationships. Yes, Maxwell, I can see you. We mess up a lot of amazing relationships because of our reaction, our reactive nature, because of our lack of emotional, because of our lack of, you know, emotional and relational intelligence. All right, so let's zoom in. Yeah, when I talked angrily at, yes, we see, yes. Oh, okay. We can, if we are careless with emotional intelligence, we can close doors for ourselves. If we are not careful, if we don't act right, we can close opportunities. We can shut down opportunities for ourselves. So we have to build high values. We have to build emotional intelligence. We have to build social intelligence, because these are the things that make us credible. These are the things that will make people stake, you know, their finance, their funds, their money, their opportunities, their relationships on us. All right, so let's look into emotional intelligence. Let me see how to narrow this down. Now, what is emotional intelligence? It is basically your ability to manage your emotions. A situation where you don't react, you respond. So an emotionally intelligent person is always calm, even under pressure. You must learn how to, you want to, you know, maintain your relationships, you want to sustain credible relationships, then you must learn how to be calm under pressure. If you don't learn how to control your emotions, it will control you. And the thing is, the moment your emotions take charge, your relationships will crumble. It will affect your relationships and your connections with people. So emotionally intelligent professionals will always, watch them, they're always calm. Even when something is very triggering, instead of reacting, they pause. They learn how to pause and listen before responding. You know, those people who are always very quick to talk and, you know, me, I don't care. If you don't care, that is how your career will also, you know, not care. When you are someone who just doesn't care, me, I no send, you know, no grief for anybody. Those things will ruin. Yeah. Andy, I think emotional intelligence really has a huge role to play when it comes to handling business. Absolutely. This is not even a joke. If you are the, I not go grief for anybody, this one, that, if you give me, you go collect, and you are just a reactive, you are like a time bomb waiting to happen. You will close doors for yourself. That's just the simple truth. Now, another thing is that emotionally intelligent people have self-awareness. They recognize their own emotions and their patterns. People who have self-awareness, who work on becoming self-aware, know themselves better. So they know that these are the kind of things that trigger them. And so before they lose it, they have coping mechanisms. They've trained themselves that, oh, okay, this is this thing again. They will not get me this time. I'm going to control myself. I'm not going to respond. I'll stay calm, you know. So when you have self-awareness, it also helps you to know how to read, you know, other people. I don't know. Have you ever experienced a situation where you are exhausted, you are tired, and then an emotionally unintelligent person just makes a comment that does not add up? Like, you will just look and just shut up. Like, can you be quiet? Zip it. Like, why? Because at that point, they are not intelligent. They have not been able to read the emotions in the room. Imagine you want to go and you know, share a business idea or a business deal, and you go and the client that you want to talk to or pitch to has had a terrible day, but you are so insensitive, you don't care, you can't read the emotions, the non-verbal cues around that place, and because of that, you miss it. To be a hit and miss situation, because what you would have rather done, your self-awareness would have made you realize that, okay, this person looks exhausted, this person looks tired. What can I do to fine-tune to get their mind back to where it is supposed to be? And with that, you know, you will be able to sell or pitch whatever you want to pitch. So emotionally intelligent people are self-aware. You must recognize your emotions. You must recognize your patterns. How are your patterns? When does your voice start going up? You know, when do you start with the non-verbal cues, rolling your eyes, misbehaving, those disrespectful body cues that, you know, who is that? Maxwell, I'm able to manage tense situations whenever I'm silent. Yes, sometimes you need to just be quiet, reason with yourself. That thing you want to say, will it open your doors further or will it close this opportunity completely? We must learn how to regulate our emotions. And that's number 3. Emotionally intelligent people regulate their emotions. They don't let anger, fear, anxiety hijack their manners. I will take that again. They regulate their emotions. They don't let anger, fear, or anxiety hijack their manners. There are people that the moment they are angry, their manners disappear. They don't have manners again. They just become, you know, like, I don't know what to call them, touts. They lose respect and become their mouth just, so we must, if we want to build credible relationships, if we want to sustain amazing relationships, especially with people who have years ahead of us, then we must learn emotional intelligence. We must learn how to manage our emotions, especially under pressure. You must also learn how to, show genuine empathy. If you want to maintain relationships with, for the long term, please learn how to show empathy. Take responsibilities when you make mistakes. That's another thing you can do to build emotional intelligence. Take responsibility. If you want to know if somebody is emotionally intelligent, one way to know is talk to them about how they hurt you and watch their reaction. The gaslighter is going to, it wasn't that serious. It wasn't that deep. They will never say, I'm sorry. And that is sad. The deflector will try to, they'll try to take your attention somewhere else. You are talking about a problem, something, maybe how they spoke to you, how they, treated you, and they'll just deflect, go to something else. Did you see that video that I shared the other time? It was so funny. That's not emotional intelligence. That's not maturity. But a mature person will say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't even know that would hurt you. You see the difference? Now tell me why they are going to keep the immature person when someone emotionally intelligent and mature is in the room, right? Now let's go to social intelligence. Social intelligence is your ability to connect with people, your ability, interpersonal skills, to connect with people, to inspire people, motivate them, and inspire them enough to work with you to a point where you can influence them. There are people who are so socially intelligent that every time something important needs to happen, they look for them because they know that if they buy it, if they buy in, if they commit to that thing, it will definitely succeed. People just tend to like them because they are socially intelligent. Why is that so? It's because they are able to read the room accurately. When you walk into a space, do you read the non-verbal cues? Yeah, some celebrities, yes. Some celebrities might not be socially intelligent. That's why they have problems. They're always, doing damage control because they are not emotionally intelligent. Sometimes they say things that just make, everyone lash out at them. So these are very important. You want to sustain followership. You want people to trust you, believe in you. Then you have to be socially intelligent. When you walk into a space, read the room. Read that room. Notice the non-verbal cues, the tone that people are using there, the body language. How are they? What's the energy like in that space? Let that guide your behavior. Imagine that you walk into a space and everybody is sad. Something bad just happened. You just come with your high, E for energy attitude. Hey, everybody's looking at you like, is this one okay? You don't build credible relationships by being insensitive, by being careless. You build it by being intentional, by being intelligent. Another thing that social intelligence will help you do is to build rapport naturally. Always make people feel seen, make people feel seen, make people feel heard, make people feel valued. If you do these things, you will definitely sustain amazing relationships. You will have people in your life for years. You know, those people that are like, oh, I've known this one for 20 years. I've known them for 30 years. And it's not like they've not had problems. They've had problems, but because of the relationship equity, because of what has been put into the relationship, they are able to scale through whatever comes their way in that relationship. All right. The next is that social intelligence will help you navigate conflict wisely. Are you the type that escalates any problem? If once you enter the quarrel, instead of resolving the matter, it lasts for another 1 month? Are you socially intelligent? Do you de-escalate issues? Do you de-escalate tensions? You must build this aspect of yourself. You must be someone who doesn't fuel the drama. When you step into a place or a room, don't be the one who fuels the drama. Rather be the one who pours cold water and calms things down and makes it a win-win for everyone. When people follow who they trust, you know, when people know that you have their best interest at heart, it's easy for you to penetrate. It's easy for you to, you know, move freely. Doors easily open for you. But when people do not trust your intention, there's a big problem. You will struggle. Like my people would say, you go explain tire. You will talk and talk and talk because they can't feel you, they can't see, they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard. It doesn't look like you understand. So you must be intentional about social intelligence. When you are with people, you must display manners. You must show high values. You must be intentional how you are relating. Then next, manage impressions strategically. Don't be a careless person. Don't be one of those ones, please, I beg, I don't care. I don't care. No, please care. Because your career is on the line. Your success is on the line. Your connections are on the line. Be very strategic about managing the impression that you put out. Don't be someone who is completely insensitive and careless. What impression do you want to build? When you walk into a room, how do you want them to feel? And what are you doing to make sure they feel that way? When you walk into an event that has been properly planned, you know, they really took their time to do everything. How do you always feel? Don't you feel very calm? Everywhere looks coordinated, excellent, you know, beautiful. You will enjoy that kind of space because somebody intentionally planned, somebody intentionally, you know, put in effort to coordinate and make it like that. I want you also to put in effort to be strategic, to be intentional about the impression that people have about you. When you walk into a room and you leave, what impression, what brand did you represent? You are a brand. Every place you step, you know, into, wherever you are, you know, maybe work, business, or when people connect with you, what do they feel? What do they see? What do they walk away with? What's your energy like? Is it cold? Is it disrespectful? Is it insensitive? Or is it excellent? Is it warm? Are you nice? Do you have empathy? When they walk away from you, what do they say? Oh my God, that lady was so nice, was so understanding. Oh, that guy, oh, such a nice gentleman. What do people have to say about you? Because these things are important. If you want to bridge the gap, if you want to have sustainable relationships, credible relationships, all of these things matter. Now, the importance of emotional and social intelligence, let's just run through this quickly. It will help you sustain credible relationships. It will help you build trust quickly. It will help team performance. It really, really improves team performance. It attracts leadership opportunities. So if you are the type looking for promotion, you want to be promoted, you want things to happen quickly for you, then please ensure that you are emotionally intelligent, that you're socially intelligent. When it comes to relationships, you are intentional about how you build relationships. If you want to be chosen, you have to be intentional. It helps with long-term career success, right? Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, we still have a little time. So let me see what key things. Let me recap on some of the key things because I want to give you an opportunity. We are already 44 minutes out. I want to give you an opportunity to ask a few questions and then we'll take it from there. All right, so number one, for those of us who are just joining, We are talking about the relationship economy, learning how to build and sustain credible relationships. And today I'm talking to you on 3 things that will help you achieve that. Number 1, relational intelligence. Number 2, emotional intelligence. Number 3, social intelligence. These areas of your life sometimes are left unattended. These are things that, throughout your days in the educational system, nobody may have, cared to talk to you about it or to make you understand how important it is. And so I said, emotions out of control is basically career out of control. If your emotions are out of control, your career will follow suit. It will affect your relationships. So if you want sustainable relationships, credible relationships, then you have to learn self-regulation. You learn how to manage your emotions. There are people that because they are angry, they reject food. They didn't go to work today. They didn't do this, and I'm not submitting that. And your attitude is just, all over the place. If you're that kind of a person, you might not be able to sustain any kind of relationships. You might be a very difficult person to work with or live with or do anything with. So get your emotions under control. If you know that a particular thing triggers you, it gets under your skin badly and it brings the bad side of you, become self-aware. Once that thing starts happening, caution yourself, pull yourself in, take a moment, breathe, learn coping skills. For example, breathing, deep breathing. Sometimes when you are exhausted and you now do, what does that do? It recenters you. It calms you down. Learn how to be silent. Learn how to think. Learn how to manage yourself. Okay, what am I feeling right now? Okay, I'm feeling frustrated. What can I do? Don't just lash out. Don't be a reactive person. If you are reactive, you cannot sustain relationships. All right, number 2. Your network is only as strong as your emotional intelligence. Your network is only as strong. I want you to take that home today. Your network is only as strong as your emotional intelligence. If you are not emotionally intelligent, your friendships are fragile. If you are the type that just reacts, you just melt down, you burst out, you scream, you react in a terrible way when you are overwhelmed, when you have strong emotions. If you are the type that doesn't know how to manage strong emotions, then there is a problem. Your relationships are going to be very fragile. Everybody is going to be walking on eggshells around you. You will never really know the truth about you, what they think. They might be planning to sack you or just, shift you to the background. You have no idea. And so it is important to build your emotional intelligence. Number 3, relationship equity matters more than numbers. Relationship equity. What have you put into the relationship? What's at stake? What have you poured in besides your academic brilliance? What value have you built? What connection? How credible are your connections with people? Because these are the things like trust, goodwill, credibility, loyalty, emotional connection. Do you connect with people? Do you show empathy? Because without these things, you are just one of them. You're just a colleague. When push comes to shove, when there's important stuff on ground, you're not the one they will look to or call for. Number 4, EQ and SQ now rival IQ in career success. Your emotional quotient and your social quotient. Your emotional quotient is your EQ, your social quotient. These 2 things now rival IQ in career success. Your EQ and your SQ is just as important, if not more important than your IQ. Based on the statistics that I showed you, you can see that 85% now does not depend on academic brilliance. It rather depends on your relational intelligence, on your emotional intelligence. That's what people are looking for now to hire people. They want to see how you behave under pressure, how you carry yourself, how you talk, how you connect to people. Are you easy to work with? Or if they bring you in, are they, gonna ruin the entire team? Lack of emotional intelligence is the result of 67% of unproductiveness in the workplace. That's also another statistics. So we must be conscious of ourselves. Number 5, you need more than connections. You need more than connections. You need credibility. And how do you build credibility? By displaying high values, loyalty, trust, goodwill, empathy, emotional connection. That's how you build it. Number 6, don't earn trust by being loud, but by being consistent. One of us mentioned consistency. I said, yes, all these things are important. And this is a result of emotional intelligence. When you are emotionally sound and mature, you will be consistent, even when you don't feel good, even when your emotions are not at, you're not happy, you don't have joy that day, you're just, things are not going the way you want. There are a lot of changes that you didn't envision or plan for, but you will still be consistent. Your nature, your character, your energy will still be consistent. Number 7, how you follow up says more than how you show up. How you follow people up, it says more than how you show up. Okay, so let that be one of the things that you take away today. Don't just follow up, don't just show up, don't just be the friend that showed up. Follow up, connect, be concerned. Don't reach out to people only when you need them, because you'll be a user, you'll be termed a user. This one only shows up when they need something. But if you're emotionally intelligent, you will follow up, you will show empathy, you will connect deeply, you will care how they feel. And those are the things that you will withdraw from later when you need something yourself. Number 8, strategic empathy wins influence. Strategic empathy wins influence. I just talked about empathy, being sensitive. What's the next person going through? That's how you influence them. That's how you win their hearts. That's how the connection is sustained. Why? Because this one has a soul, this one has a conscience, this one has a heart. If you have an emotionally intelligent boss or colleagues, once they just look at you, your non-verbal cues, you've not even said anything, they just sense that today maybe there's something wrong, and they come close, they try to feel your pulse, to know how are you doing, what's going on, everything will be fine. And then they give you that encouragement. Who doesn't need an amazing friend like that? Everybody likes such people. Those are the people that the boss will send to go represent the company in international events, in global stage, big international trips. Those are the type of people they send out, because they know you are not going to go embarrass them when you step out, because you're sensitive, you're cultured, you have manners. These are the things that they're looking out for. Number 9, talent is common. I said it. Talent is common. You can be easily replaced. Academic brilliance. Oh, I had a high GPA, this one and that one. You can be replaced with a snap. There are a lot of intelligent people. But right now, it's not intelligence alone that gets you, relevant. It's your emotional intelligence that keeps you. Yes. Afole and Joshua. Yeah, very true. That's the truth. Talent is common, but emotional maturity is rare. And so now everybody is looking out for your emotional maturity. If you want to keep relationships, people want to know. Good, I like hard work beats talent. Yes, emotional intelligence is very important. Emotional maturity is rare. And that's what people are looking for now, not just talent. They want you to come with your talent and also maturity, emotional intelligence. And finally, number 10, relationship capital. Your relationship capital equals your career insurance. Your relationship capital equals your career insurance. All right, with that, I am going to, okay, Paul, okay, hold on, please. Hold on with your questions. We're just getting in there now. Okay. We have a few minutes, and I would like to take your feedback, your questions now. The floor is open. I think first I would like to get your takeaways. What's your feedback? What did you learn? What was your aha moment? What's something you didn't know that you are excited that I mentioned in the course of this session? The floor is open. The floor is open.
Okay, the floor is open now for everyone to, if you want to ask questions, comments on
Okay.
what
How can
Coach
you?
has said.
Okay.
You can unmute your mic, you can raise up your hand, and then unmute your mic and speak. I think there are some questions in the comment section, Coach. Yeah, there's some questions in the comment section. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the first question is
I learned I should be emotionally stable. Okay. That's amazing. While we're waiting for our questions, any other or more? You talked about emotional intelligence, how people can control their emotions under pressure. Yes, yes. Any other takeaways? Any other takeaways? Any other feedback? What did you get from this session? What are you planning to do? What have you learned? What important points are you going to take along with you to help you build and sustain credible relationships? Your network is only as strong as your emotional intelligence. Yes, I like that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's nice. That's a nice one. I'm waiting for us. What questions do we have? I think I saw before it disappeared from the screen. How can I control my okay, yes. Please go on, Asake. You want to ask?
Ashake, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Yeah.
Yes, good day, ma'am. Thank you so much for the thank you so much for the thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you so much for the privilege to host this call with us. Yes, ma'am, please, I would like to ask on the aspect of while we're talking about network relationship, what were the things you did maybe while you were maybe on your campuses, or you did early to help you build your network?
Okay, so I've mentioned relational intelligence. That is very important. Now, to show relational intelligence, you need credibility. People need to be able to trust you. People need to be able to bank on. You're not someone who switches up. You're someone who they can count on, someone they can trust. You're credible. If someone is going to invest in you, invest in a relationship, if someone is going to take you seriously, you have to be credible. That means you have to be someone who does what he says he would do. And you have to do that consistently enough, long enough for every fear, concern, worry, doubt, anxiety to go away. That's why I said you have to be intentional about how you show up. People don't quickly forget a kind person. People don't easily forget a kind person. So you have to choose how you show up, because you are a brand. Every time you show up, you're building a brand. So while you are in campus, be intentional about how you show up. Be emotionally mature. Handle your emotions well, because if you do not handle them well, they would crumble and ruin every good connection and good relationship that you are trying to build. Learn how to control your emotions. Learn how to read the room. Social intelligence. I've talked about your SQ, your social quotient. Learn how to read the room. When you walk into a space, read the energy, read the non-verbal cues. What is the energy in that place? Be able to use your eyes to spot who needs attention, who is smiling but is almost at the verge of crying. When you are that deep, when you see beyond the superficial, yes, with that you can actually build credible, and you can sustain such credible relationships. I hope I've been able to help you.
Yes, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Yes, I still have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. So, while you said the aspect of also credibility in relationships. Like for instance, I believe every relationships is built on mostly one is built on trust, credibility, and also the value you are bringing. So I have a question. For instance, let's say for instance, I'm still in the developmental stage where I don't necessarily have a lot of value to bring, and I'm with people that are, let's say, have more value. So, in the sense that, and you want to, so I want to build that relationship with people. How do I go about that?
Be yourself. Bring integrity to the table. Bring emotional intelligence to the table. Bring social intelligence to the table. If you meet someone today and you show emotional maturity, it doesn't matter if you don't have all the other, you don't check all the other boxes. Bring consistency. If you bring emotional maturity, the moment people spot you that you are emotionally intelligent, honestly, you've already opened the door. You've ticked half of the things that they are looking for. Based on today's statistics, 85% of opportunities of employers are looking for people with emotional intelligence, with relational intelligence. That means you know how to carry yourself. It means you step into a room, like I said, you are able to read the room. You comport yourself. You bring values like trust, like integrity, like honesty, like discipline. Those things are timeless values that make you irreplaceable. So even when you are starting out, be honest, be real. Don't be a superficial type of a person, because now people can spot, fakeness when you are being superficial, when you're not real, when you're not being honest. People can easily spot those things now. A lot of people are in the self-development industry. I think what numbers did I see last? About 16 or something million of people on social media are seeking, development, personal development. People are growing because people are also realizing that IQ alone does not cut it again in 2025. So a lot of people are building, closing the skill gap. They're going back to heal themselves, to build themselves so that they can connect authentically. Yes, they can connect authentically with people. If you connect, if you bring authenticity, if you're real, if you're honest, if you bring that on day one, my dear, forget about it. You've already impressed them. So now that gives you the opportunity to stay long on that platform to now prove yourself. All right, I hope that helps.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate it. Yes, also, I would also like to ask, because I believe that also after this call, like after this meeting, I'll still need some of the knowledge of that. What advice would you give, like in aspect of building relationship? What advice would you give, like even maybe suggested people to listen to in the aspect of building relationships? Because according to your profile, you are a US certified coach. So I would really like an advice from you, because it shows, because for you to be a certified coach, that means you could actually give us recommendation. Thank you so much, man. A specification on maybe who to listen to also build that, or if there's any circle, any training you do hold where you do teach people this, where maybe I could be a member of. Thank you so much, man.
Okay. I have a lot of courses. I run Healing Scars Academy, and in Healing Scars Academy, we build emotional intelligence, social intelligence, adversity intelligence, purpose clarity, prioritization, and so much more. All these are the soft skills that are highly sought out for, things that the traditional IQ-based learning and education does not give us. Like I said, when I started, I'm like, when you're dealing with something like grief, when you're dealing with something like rejection, your IQ it cannot carry you through those times. It's your EQ that carries you, it's your SQ that carries you. And so, yes, there are a lot of courses that you can do. So maybe reach out to me on my social media platform and send a DM or something, and I believe we can take it from there. What else did you ask? I think you asked what advice. I would say bring consistency. Yeah, Chisom, thanks, Ma, for your time in this session. From what I learned today, it's not about, oh, okay, that went well done, well done. Yeah, bring consistency. If you're trying to build a connection and a relationship, something credible and something sustainable, please start with consistency. Show up consistently. Don't be a once in a one-hit wonder. Don't be a one-hit wonder. You were just amazing for one day. No, be amazing every day. Be a high-value person every day. Show up consistently every day. And with that, yes, consistency is key. Consistency is really, really, really important. And that is a byproduct of emotional resilience. Master yourself. Self-mastery is another very important thing. Master yourself. When you know yourself, you will know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, the things that trigger you, the things you're not really good with. And that makes you authentic. Because when you know yourself, know who you are. Yes, Victor, when you know yourself, when you are self-aware, you don't go around causing so much confusion. In fact, the moment they even say something you did wrong, you're emotionally mature enough to take responsibility. Don't be a blame shifter, someone who cannot acknowledge. When you are not self-aware, you don't know when you hurt people. But when you are self-aware, if you already know that, I get angry when this and this happens, or I shut down. My body language changes whenever I get feedback. When you already know yourself, you know that that is an area you are working on. So once feedback starts coming, you are conscious. You try to, behave yourself and show up mature than, your normal reactive nature. But the truth is, if you don't even know yourself, if you're not self-aware, even when you have committed a lot of blunders and people are trying to call your attention to it, you will fight it off. You will fight it off. You would say, please, nobody should be talking to me like that. No, that's not how it happened. But that's how you show up. That's how you behave. So it's important that you know yourself and then bring consistency to the table, bring authenticity, be authentic, own your strengths and the areas you are working on, own it. Because when you know those areas, you are conscious enough to work towards getting better every day. All right. Any other person or any other question?
Andy, hand is up. Andy. Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, I'm sorry, I'm in the transit, so although joining this meeting is actually a plus for me. So I want to play before I continue on, and there might be noise coming from different angles. Please bear with me.
Okay. Go on.
And thank you very much, ma'am, for all the enlightenment and all you've been telling us, and so it has actually been helpful so much. So my question now is, we talk about emotional intelligence, we talk about the social intelligence, all that centers around relationship. So I want to like specifically ask, because I've been able to like streamline one of the areas where I'm having a kind of issues, which centers around emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I want to ask is, like, when it comes to whatever it is, being enthusiasm, being consistent, your integrity, like someone can actually employ those traits in the place of work, and this person will have shortcoming when it comes to emotion. What I mean is that at some point, maybe after you bear so much more, and then somebody is trying to, like, maybe your colleague, your superior is trying to like make you compromise your integrity. In that case, what to be done when you know that if you refuse compromising, that is going to cost you that job you're trying to protect.
This is a hard one, but I want to tell you something. If you constantly and consistently show up a certain way, there are things that will not even come to you. They
Exactly.
will already know, because if you show up consistently as somebody that has integrity, they will not involve you in certain things. By the time they finish
Because,
discussing that, they will not even let you be aware that something like that exists.
okay.
Most of the time, that's how it works. But if you have not made your nature, your stand, if you've not communicated your brand clearly, then yes, you might struggle. They might
I
constantly
think,
come to you with offers. Yes, they might all come with you with the come to you with this kind of terrible offers. Or
yes.
sometimes it is actually even a test. Have you considered that maybe if you have been showing up as a high value person in that office, they just want to just test and check and see if are you
Yes.
really, when push comes to shore, is he really, someone that has integrity? Is he
Someone we're
consistent with
actually
this?
hearing about, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank
And so if you fumble, if you don't stand for that, your value at that point, you might actually be closing your doors and not the other way around. It might not be about losing the job, but it's
you.
better to
Yeah.
lose. It's better to lose on account of your high values. It's better to build up boundaries, to
Yeah.
stand for what you represent
Yeah.
consistently, because you might lose in this place, but
Yes.
that
My
thing
look.
that is making you lose here will be the very same reason why 10 other opportunities open up. Your popularity, your value will go high. If you
Yes, ma'am.
are, God forbid, if it gets to that point, you have to take a stand. If you believe in something, you must stand for it. You must defend it at all times. And so when it
Exactly.
comes to your values, you must show up with that value consistently. Let people know that when it comes to this person, that don't bother, don't waste your time. And
Yes,
if they
ma'am.
do decide to waste their time and try you, stand up for that value, because there are eyes watching you. Someone you might lose in the office, and someone is like, man, this is the kind of person I want to handle my private ventures. Please, no, don't worry. They should sack you so that they create space for you to come and do something for me. Yes, consistency is proof of your integrity. That's amazing. So stick to your values, even when it's tough, when it's rough. That's adversity intelligence. Being able to, that's like staying power, being able to stay through even when it's not going the way you expected it to go. All right. Hello. Do we have more people?
Yeah, please. What social media can I reach out to you on?
Okay. My handle is at Coach Mmema. I think the organizers will probably tag me or something.
Yeah, just check our social media page, Ashake. You see she's tagged on our social media, so you can visit there and then connect with her. You can also connect with Coach on LinkedIn as well. So just search for her name, and of course it will pop up. So thank you so much, Ma, for your time. It has been an eye-opening and impactful one. On behalf of Area Leap, I say a huge and a big thank you for taking out time of your busy schedule to come talk to us. And we believe everything that has been communicated here today is going to be replicated in our career and, of course, our personal life. All right, thank you so much. Really appreciate. And also thank you to the audience that were active and all. So, any last word, Ma, to the audience? Any last word?
Okay. Build yourself up. Never stop growing. Like I said, your IQ can take you into the door, but it's your character, it's your emotional intelligence, your relational intelligence, your social intelligence that will keep you in that space and also get you re-invited, right? So don't focus only on academic brilliance. Don't focus only on, the hard skills. Be intentional about building soft skills, relational skills. Be intentional about learning how to regulate your emotions. Because if you're able to manage your emotions well, then you will be able to build career relationships. You'll be able to continue, building on and increasing and improving the relationships in your life. You will be able to show up more authentically. and that would result in, hard skills get you into the room, but soft skill keep you there. Yes, amazing. So I believe with all of this, we have a lot of things to go and think about. I did say I would gift you something. So what you can do for me is let me see your takeaways. If you send me something, your key takeaways, check my page and let me know what you took away from this session, and then I'll share 2 free gifts with you. I think the emotional check-in list, and also client conversational starters worksheets. Those things will help you to know how to, whether it's a client or a colleague or any, people around you, it will help you know how to manage yourself when you're in a conversation with people. So I think that's it for me. Thank you for staying through the session. I hope you learned something.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. I just shared your Instagram handle in the comments section. So you guys can simply save it and follow Coach on Instagram, or just search her name on LinkedIn, and definitely you get connected out there. And based on the gifts she mentioned, please, I believe, Coach, they can actually send you a DM on Instagram, right? So
just go under this flyer, check where I posted this flyer, go under there and share your takeaways, and I will be able to forward you the free gifts that would help you at least some action points for growing in this aspect.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt. So for everyone, we have another session coming up by 8 p.m. Tonight, and is on office politics. For those that works in the corporate sector, have 9 to 5, and also those that are looking forward to work in the corporate sector and you want to understand how to excel in your career path as understanding office politics. Basically, it's going to be an amazing one, and I encourage us to also join as well. So for now, thank you very much, and we can't wait to see you by 8 p.m. Have a great evening. Happy weekend.
All right, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you.